A flabby-looking Tyson Fury unveiled his pear-shaped physique on Friday in taking a dip in the frigid sea ahead of his June fight against Anthony Joshua. It was troubling to observe the sad state of Fury's health, as he looks like he's been training on a diet of cream cakes, sweet pies, and other assorted tasty delicacies. While IBF/WBA/WBO heavyweight champion Joshua, 24-1, 22 KOs, has been hard at work training daily, it looks like Fury has been busy at the kitchen table. What this tells Guilfoyle is that Fury isn't mentally 100% ready to take on Joshua in June or whenever. You hate to say it, but I figured this was going to happen with Fury. It's in keeping with his history. When Fury picks up a big win, he really unwinds and lets himself go physically. The wait will be Fury's excuse to explain away the loss to Joshua, and he's basically getting fans prepared by showing off his horrible physique ahead of time. It's pretty smart, actually. You got to give Fury credit for that.
Right, I'm about to get in this cold sea in February. This is how we do it. Recovery and aid. Let's go.
Go slow. Swim then.
So the Gypsy King is out here looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick. You know, one thing I said about Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury is one of those people who always has to be motivated to do what he does. Tyson Fury needs a reason to get up for certain fights. This is why Tyson Fury has never been interested in defending any belt, because his motivation leaves him upon beating the guys initially. He doesn't have a second win, or he doesn't have any ambition after the initial first win. That's not how Tyson Fury works. Tyson Fury needs to be motivated, you know, and Tyson Fury is one of those people that, you know, if it's nothing there to really motivate him, he doesn't really give his best. This is why somebody like Otto Weiland can put that cut on Tyson Fury like that. This is why somebody like Otto Weiland can give Tyson Fury such a tough fight, because there was nothing to fear from Otto Weiland. He didn't get up for Otto Weiland. Otto Weiland didn't excite him or cause him to reach down into his bag of tricks. That's how Tyson Fury works. And I always said, one of Tyson Fury's biggest setbacks will always be his motivation. He has to be motivated to do something. And at this stage, I think he's happy with where he has landed, you know, and this is the result of that. Some people are like that, you know. Conor McGregor was a great fighter until he got his hands on some money. Then he hasn't been the same since. Some people are fueled by different things, and once they get there, they don't have it no more. You know, you even see it with certain artists. This is why they say, what is that? When it comes to selling records, they call it the sophomore jinx. You know what I'm saying? Your second album is never as good because you've already made it. You probably did good your first album out, and then the sophomore. This is after you're established. You're probably not struggling. You're probably not this. You're probably not that. So you know it's going to be hard to probably maintain the same thing that you talked about on the other albums. Now that you're living in luxury, you know, this is where the saying goes. It's hard to get up in the morning, you know, with silk pajamas on. This is one of the things that make Floyd so unique. He's one fighter who's managed to keep that same hunger no matter how much money he came across. That is a extremely rare talent and technique. That is extremely rare. And he trains like he doesn't have a dollar in the bank. For fighters, that's an extremely rare. That's one thing to me that stood out about Floyd. But that's how Tyson Fury is. This is why he doesn't care to defend any belt. This is why once he won the belt, he's done. You know what I'm saying? He has no title defenses or anything. You know, because Tyson Fury needs to be motivated. Tyson Fury can say what he wants, but fighting Deontay Wilder motivated him. It did. Now that he's beat him and, he cashed in a big win and the whole world is licking his ass, it's hard for him to feel like that now. Tyson Fury has always been like that. That's his Achilles heel. It's being motivated. And him knowing that Anthony Joshua, win, lose, or draw, will be one of his biggest paydays of his life. And that is his retirement check, which he knows about. Then he's really coasting. He really doesn't care. See, I think as far as boxing goes, Tyson gave up and don't really care about boxing a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Tyson, he's just selling at this point, selling his books, selling his motivational speeches and stuff like that. Tyson Fury has already landed sunny side up. You know what I'm saying? He got a great deal with ESPN. You know what I'm saying? He already did good. Now, what he didn't like is sitting back in the cut, seeing all these guys, one, Anthony Joshua getting all this love and all this money getting tossed around. And I said it once and I said it again and I said it plenty of times before that. I said if Deontay Wilder don't watch out, Tyson Fury's going to fuck around and steal his payday. People laughed and said that they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, but you see it now. You see it now, and that's exactly what the fuck he did. He moved Deontay around right out the way. He hustled Deontay Wilder. His whole goal was to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? This was planned. This is all planned. He knew he could get a fight with Deontay Wilder because of what people perceived him to be. He knew that. He hustled the shit out of Team Wilder. They got hustled. And one thing you say about Tyson, he's not dumb. Tyson is very cerebral. He's very smart. Tyson Fury is obviously somebody who studies and knows human psychology. He knows that. He didn't just go off and get depressed. He wasn't motivated to do anything else. He's done it all. You heard him say that before. He's done it all. So this is just a reflection of how Tyson Fury has always been. This is why people always expect Tyson Fury to balloon up after good wins and stuff like that. Because Tyson Fury has always been this way. He's always been this way. This is why he could put a beating on Deontay Wilder and yet struggle with Otto Weiland. He has to be motivated. And at this point in time, Tyson Fury has set out to do everything that he planned to do in this whole Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder situation. He came in and he stole the show. He pushed him to the side, stole his payday, and now this is where it's at. That's on his mind because he didn't want Usyk to fight him. Like, oh man, you're going to steal my retirement check and this and that. But Tyson Fury will tell you in a minute, it's not about the money. I'm going to donate this to charity. I'm going to donate that to charity. Once again, he's hustling. He's hustling. And that's one thing that I say about Tyson Fury. I love that he's that smart and witty. I love that he uses his brain over everything else. But as far as being motivated as boxing, man, Tyson Fury been let that shit go. This is why he don't defend fucking belts. This is why he don't defend anything. This is why people could say Tyson has never been a true champion because he's never defended a damn belt. Because after he beat Klitschko, he didn't have it in him no more to do a rematch with Klitschko and win. He had it for that initial fight and that's it. He doesn't care. And for Tyson Fury to really chime in, he has to be motivated. And at this point, life is too good for him. So yeah, this will be his downfall. But he's already set out and done what he set out to do. Tyson really don't care about boxing no more like that. He's just running game. So at this point, he can go out there and look flabby and stuff like that. He just living a good life till he get that good check. Then it's goodbye Irene. That's exactly how this game goes. So this explains why he never done any rematches. This explains why Otto Weiland gave him such a hard time, but he put on a masterful display with Deontay Wilder because the man needs to be motivated at the end of the day. He's easily disenchanted, but he needs something that motivates him. That's one thing he's been telling people to their face, but I don't think people have really inhaled it and took it in. Some people are just like that. 50 Cent was a great rapper Until what? He came into all that money. Then his art suffered. He wasn't the same guy. He couldn't produce hits no more. He couldn't produce songs no more like that. Because some people shit is fed off their poverty. And once you take away the poverty, do they still have the same motivation? Do they still have the same hunger? No. This is one of the things that make Floyd so damn special. But that's what's up with Tyson Fury. And that's my thoughts on it. Bruce Vane, I'm out.